never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me, yeah. Wait, I think I'll last a bit longer. Find another.
Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. It is a Sunday, and not only is it a Sunday, it's Mother's Day Sunday. And because of that, I almost didn't even record a video today. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do one so that everybody can watch it later. Maybe you're going to start your Mother's Day events a little bit later on today and you can watch the video before that. Or maybe you wrap it up early and you can watch the video before bed tonight. So I decided to go ahead and do one. But it's not going to be a long one. I've got a couple of quick reminders, and then I've got a couple of more thoughts on the name, image, likeness, because it continues to be the #1 topic in all of sports now on a daily basis. The first reminder is that for all you wrestling fans out there within the sound of my voice, this upcoming Saturday, May the 14th, SWA Wrestling returns to 244 Livestock Road, Easton Nolly, Georgia. Doors open at 6 o'clock. Bell time will be 7 o'clock. And tickets are only $5. So come on out and see all the great stars of SWA. Of course, this will be our first show since former WWE superstar Jackson Riker was with us last month. And then the following Saturday, May 21st, I'll be at 1681 Shirley Road at the Graybell Auction for some UWF wrestling. So the next 2 weeks, I'll be in Easton Nolly and Royston. For everybody within the sound of my voice that loves good, great, cheap, independent wrestling, I expect to see you out there. And then I have a few more quick thoughts on the name, image, likeness thing, only because, as I said a while ago, it continues to be the hot topic on a daily basis. And now you have Greg Sankey and the NCAA who have wet the bed, and now they're trying to make the federal government step in and do something. And they're trying to claim that if the federal government can step in and do something, that it'll be retroactive to, I guess, when it started. So it'll go back to about June of last year, so that anybody and everybody who has broken any kind of rule since June of last year would be in trouble. The only problem is you can't do that. But Greg Sankey and the NCAA, as I said, have wet the bed. They don't like this for whatever reason. I don't know why, but they didn't use common sense, and they didn't think it was going to get this bad. And now that it has gotten this bad, they don't have the cojones to step in and do something. So they want somebody else to do something so that somebody else looks bad, when in reality, they should have stopped it before it ever started. For whatever reason, if you follow college sports, especially college football, you know over the years, you've seen many occasions, many circumstances, many instances where players have signed autographs, and then later on, people find out that they got some money that day, whether it was autographs, tip, whatever, and the NCAA doesn't like it. So when they put in this whole name, image, likeness thing, I guess they thought it was just going to be a player go to campus, sign autographs for 2 hours, and all the money you make that day is your money, when they should have known it was going to be worse than that. What's going to end up happening is it's going to be, like I've said before, it's going to be college, minor league, and NFL football, where they're going to make players sign a 2 or 3 year contract so that once you sign with a team, you cannot transfer for 2 or 3 years. Now, it will not stop the high school seniors from being like Quinn Ewers and getting these huge freshman deals before they ever sign, but it will stop all these kids like the Pittsburgh wide receiver who just announced he was transferring because of NIL. They'll put a stop to that and they'll make these players sign some kind of contract. But you really can't hate the players because of this, because everybody that has a full time job, whatever it is that you do, unless you signed a contract with that company, you're allowed to up and leave that job anytime you want to. And I don't know about everybody else with the jobs y'all have, but I know in my line of work, it's almost on a daily basis where somebody says, well, man, I'm leaving. I found another job up the road where I'm making $1 more per hour. And they're changing jobs just for a little extra money. So it's not right for us to be able to do it in our everyday, normal, day to day lives, but yet college athletes can't do it. If we can do it, they can too. The only way you're going to stop it is to make them sign some kind of a contract, or to make it where whatever amount of money they get from their name, image, likeness, they've got to pay their own scholarship out of that money. So therefore, they're no longer a free scholarship player. They're using their NIL money to pay their scholarship. But if you really want to stop it, all you've got to do is take some coach like Jimbo Fisher, who has taken extreme advantage of this because of the fact Texas A&M has bukus and bukus of money. If the NCAA steps up and says, Jimbo Fisher, you know what? 5 year show calls. If you would do that to one coach, it would stop immediately. But the NCAA is not going to do that. It's not going to happen. So we'll have to wait and see where this goes, but I do know that it's bad, that it's only been a year, and it's already gotten this bad. I know when my buddy Eric and I talked about it last year, and him and I both agreed that the players, need to get something. And I said, I agree, but it's going to get way out of hand. But I never dreamed it would get this far out of hand, this bad, this quick. I thought it would be 2 or 3 years down the road. And there will come a point in time where it will stop. Everything that happens in the world, it rises, it falls. There will come a time, there will come a day where it's going to stop. But in the meantime, we're going to have to put up with it and realize that college football is no longer about the love of the game. It's just like pro football now. You love the game, but it's all about the money. How much money can I make? So college football is now no longer any different than NFL or any other professional sport. They're the same thing now. But I hope it doesn't take that long to stop it, because if you're a Major League Baseball fan, you know this. In Major League Baseball, there's no salary cap. And the Dodgers and the Red Sox and the Cubs and the Yankees are the richest teams in baseball. So almost every time they want to make a deal or make a trade, they're allowed to, because nobody can stop them and they've got all the money. Well, if you follow college sports, you know in football there's 10 to 12 teams that are always the cream of the crop. Most years it's really 3 or 4, but you can say you've got 10 to 12 teams that are clearly far and away better than everybody else. Well, college basketball, it's the same way. They have what they call the blue bloods, and most years they're better than everybody else. College baseball, even though it doesn't get the recognition football and basketball do, it's the same way. You have a handful of teams every year that are better than everybody else. So since those teams in all three respective sports are better than everybody else, if you don't get some kind of salary cap, you're going to have all these players coming out of high school going to these same old schools. So you're just going to continue to see the big time schools get better and better and better, and the schools that are not quite as good are going to get worse and worse and worse because they can't afford to pay all these players that everybody else is paying. So hopefully it will be stopped before it gets that bad. But I think it's an absolute joke that Greg Sankey and the NCAA sat back and wet the bed, and now all of a sudden they want it to stop when they could have stopped it before it ever started, and they didn't. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Mark Emmert resigns next year and steps down in June if Greg Sankey ends up becoming the new NCAA big shot. He's pretty much second man in charge already. So these guys had a chance to stop this, and they didn't do it. So they have nobody to blame but themselves, but yet now they're wanting to cry wolf and act like somebody else has got to come in and stop it because they can't stop it. You had your chance. You didn't do it. It's your own doggone fault. So you cannot feel sorry for them because they put themselves in this situation. They could have stopped it, and they didn't. And now they're wanting somebody else to stop it and make somebody else look bad because they don't want to stop it and make themselves look bad because they don't have the cojones to do anything about it. Any thoughts on this, please feel free to let me know. Enjoy your Mother's Day Sunday, and of course tomorrow we'll get more in depth with whatever I decide to talk about tomorrow. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. I was going to make gator stew, but I realized I only have a crock pot. And that wraps it up for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.